When you hear Alienware, you expect high-performance gaming laptops. So when the new Alienware M18 arrived, I knew this was going to be a powerful gaming laptop. But what really surprised me is the upgradability, the cooling, the control you get over the power. So yeah, let's get into detail. I mean, like most high-end Alienware laptops, the new Alienware M18 has got the Alienware vibes with the aluminum lid, solid build quality with no flex, and the RGB all-around beat, the RGB Alienware logo, the RGB Alienware power button, this really cool RGB strip on the back. But it's the specs that make this Alienware interesting. Let me show you the key specs. The Alienware M18R1 is configurable with Core i9 HX CPUs, and there are 4080 and 4090 variants, but the model we have is powered by the 13th gen Intel Core i9 13900 HX CPU with 24 cores, 32 threads, 180 watt of turbo power. The GPU is also very powerful. It's the new NVIDIA RTX 4080 GPU with 12 GB fast GDDR6 VRAM, up to 175 watt of TGP and more. The SSD and RAM are also super fast. There's 32 GB LPDDR5 RAM with a speed of 4800 MHz, and there's 2 TB of Gen 4 SSD storage, and the SSDs here are configured in RAID 0, and that means the speeds are insanely good, as you can see. I mean, I know there are doubts around RAID 0 because if either of the drive fails, the data is lost, but hopefully that shouldn't be the case with a premium laptop like this. All of this is also very upgradable. There are a total of 4 SSD slots. You can basically have up to 9 TB of storage. I know, insane, but do note that 2 of these slots are actually smaller 2280 type slots. The 2 RAM slots also support 64 GB RAM, and they support for XMP memory up to 5600 MHz, and the Wi-Fi card can be upgraded too. Look, these specs are high-end, but I'm sure you're wondering, how is the gaming performance? I mean, this is a high-end laptop, so I was expecting great performance, and this delivers. See, an intensive game like Cyberpunk gets an FPS of around 2030 at QHD and maxed out settings, but thanks to DLSS 3 AI frame generation, which is a new feature in RTX 40 series GPUs that improves frame rates, and the DLSS quality option, we got an FPS in the range of 80-90, which is honestly incredible. Plus, like other Alienware laptops, this comes with the overdrive performance mode, which does boost the FPS a bit. We also tried another AAA title in the form of Resident Evil 4 Remake Chainsaw Demo, and at ultra settings, QHD resolution, the FPS was between 75 to 120, which is really good. Another AAA title we played is Ghostwire Tokyo, and this game at maxed out settings, QHD, DLSS on, the FPS was around 80. See, the point I'm trying to make here is that being a powerful spec laptop, this can play any game at ultra settings. Yes, the performance is slightly under 4090, but the 4080 chip also consumes about 75 to 100 watt less on an average. Plus, if there's any game that does not have the best FPS at maxed out settings, you can always enable DLSS or DLSS 3 AI frame generation to make it perform better on this laptop. Now, if you're wondering, benchmark scores are obviously great. These are the Cinnamon scores, and now these are the Geekbench scores, and you can see the high scores, especially in multi-core. 3D Mark Time Spy performance is also really good, and we also tested this in overdrive mode, but it's only a minor difference. Anyway, the display here is also apt for gaming. I mean, it's a massive 18-inch QHD plus WVA display, which is basically IPS level. And there's the 165Hz refresh rate, 100% DCI-P coverage. Now, I would have liked Dell to bring the 480Hz variant in India, but that apart, this panel here is sharp and colorful, and movies as well as games are a good experience on this. The response time of 3 milliseconds is also good, and the 1000:1 contrast ratio looks deep enough, especially in a game like Cyberpunk. The brightness is 300 nits, which is not a problem, but yeah, it could have been better. Now, I said that the cooling is something that surprised me, right? That's because the Alienware Cryotech cooling system here features 4 fans and 7 heat pipes, and that's all. There's an extended vapor chamber at the bottom, and Dell is using the Element 31 liquid metal here. There are also these grills for heat dissipation on the back as well as here on the front. All of this combines to bring great thermals. The cooling system here does a good job. There's no thermal throttling. There are times when CPU goes to 100 degrees, but that only happens on a few cores, and i9 CPUs tend to operate at high temperatures, so it's fine. The fans also get very noisy, especially in the overdrive mode. So yeah, this is what it sounds like, and you will need headphones. I also like the new Alienware Command Center here, which lets you customize the performance and the thermals according to you. Apart from this, other flagship features of the Alienware M18 include a very good mechanical keyboard from Cherry. And this is what it sounds like. Yeah, it's great to use. It's a full-size keyboard with a numpad, and the mechanical switches have a lot of travel, the keys are very responsive, and the stability is great. Now, one thing to note, the top function row is not mechanical. The trackpad is also high quality, everything's smooth and responsive, no issues whatsoever. The speakers are dual bottom firing 4-watt speakers, and I thought they were pretty good. The soundstage is wide and loudness is also good, although there's no bass, which is kind of expected in a laptop. The webcam quality is quite good for a gaming laptop. It's a 2 megapixel FHD webcam, and this supports Windows Hello Login too, which is always useful. The port selection is great. The left has the RJ45, a USB-A port and the combo jack. The back has a lot of ports, 2 Thunderbolt 4 ports, a USB-A port, power in, mini display port, HDMI 2.1 and an SD card reader. The right has one lonely USB-C port. The battery is also massive. It's a massive 97 watt battery, but with the specs this has, I wasn't expecting out of the world battery and my expectations were right. We got around 4.5 hours of battery life on this with the display set to iGPU mode, which is basically using the mux switch. Now let's talk pricing. So the Alienware M18 is launching in 2 variants in India. The variant we have costs Rs 3,59,990 and the 4090 variant of this laptop costs Rs 4,39,990. Plus, you can get all these offers with Dell's Back to School campaign, and you can pause this video and scan this QR code to check out all the offers. Anyway, the price here is a bit on the higher side, but the big USP of the Alienware M18 is that this is an Alienware and is packing in all the top-end specs and features you expect. Anyway, I want to know what you think of the new Alienware M18. Comment right now.